Hello to everyone who is joining. Welcome to our session today, Reinvent the Giving Season, fresh fundraising strategies to increase your year-end impact now and into 2025. I see we have a lot of people joining, so I'm going to give some time for people to enter into the Zoom room, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Today's session will be recorded, so no need to take notes. You're going to get a copy of everything you see here, as well as the PowerPoint presentation. If you are just joining us, make sure you go ahead and utilize that chat box to drop a hello and let us know where you are joining from so we can see who we have on today. We'll get started shortly. Thank you. Oh, hi, Ron. Nice to see you on.
He just can't get enough of us. Yeah, I'm seeing some familiar names scrolling through.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. We are at the top of the hour, so we have a few more people filtering in. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started so we can get you out of here in that hour time so you can continue on with your day and not be late to anything else. Today's session is going to be recorded, so if you want to take notes, you are more than welcome to, but you will get a copy of the PowerPoint deck as well as a recorded session of the webinar, so no need to worry there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started so we can get a clean recording. Welcome to Reinvent the Giving Season, fresh fundraising strategies to increase your year-end impact now and into 2025. To give you a quick overview of what we're going to be discussing today, I'm going to do a welcome of our guest speaker. We're going to talk a little bit about year-end fundraising, some advantages of the shopping mall, the revenue benefits for your organization, how to secure items for your shopping mall, item ideas, and see some live examples. And then we'll get into questions and answers. We're going to be showing a new idea of how you can raise revenue today with our holiday shopping mall. I won't give too much away, but I'll introduce our guest speaker, Jay Fisk, who is the Chief Auctioneer and Co-President of Ariva's Microsoft Auction Software Division. How are you today, Jay?
I am doing great. How about you, Gabby?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited to be here. My name is Gabriela Salemi, and I'm the Director of Marketing, and I'll be moderating our session today. All right, Jay, I'll turn it over to you to get started.
Well, thank you all for attending. First of all, a fairly traditional way of raising money, as we all know, are things like auctions and golf tournaments and walkathons and jogathons and peer-to-peer. And you probably, the testimonial breakfasts, lunches, dinners, and all that. You probably are really good at all of those sorts of things. So what we're going to try and do is talk about something that's a little bit outside the box. We want to talk about a way to empower your normal gala website that you would do once a year for your annual gala, or maybe twice a year for your gala, and maybe, you know, out of cycle golf tournament, and and take that website that you do and use once or twice a year, and empower it to raise money for you all year long. And that's what today's session is all about. It's a new idea. It's something that we think could benefit everybody on this call. And so we're excited to share it with you. So as you can see, there's lots of ways that you're probably already making money, but this is going to be a little different way. So one of the things we know about nonprofits, because we deal with them, have been dealing with them for 35 years, is that they ramp up to a big event of some kind. It's their spring gala, it's their fall gala. They may be out of cycle. They might do a summertime golf tournament or something like that. And so there's a lot of money that goes into building out a website to do all that. And then the day after the event, it's sort of like, well, okay, what good is the website now? Well, it's of no use until we start planning for the next event again, which might be 3, 4, 5, 6 months away, maybe a year away. So we want to share with you a tool that we have. It's called Maestro Auction Online, and it is a website that is designed primarily for events like galas and golf tournaments, but has the ability to very quickly be repurposed and arranged to do a different fundraising activity. In this case, we're calling it the shopping mall. And so we want to be able to show you how to use your current auction software that you already have, or maybe you don't have, and we can help you get it. But whatever you happen to do to manage your gala, how you can use that gala software and turn it into a year-round fundraising opportunity. And so that's basically what today's all about. We're going to show you a way to capitalize off of what you're already doing. And it's called the Holiday Shopping Mall. Now we want to be careful. We say holiday shopping mall because obviously we're approaching the holidays here, but it doesn't have to be just for the holidays. It could be used off cycle. It could be used for spring. It could be used in the summertime. It could be used for the in the fall. It's whenever you decide you want to launch something to make more money, the shopping mall will let you do this. It also allows you to stay connected to your supporters between major fundraisers, because the website that you use for your annual gala or for your twice yearly events is something that your supporters are used to going to for the single purpose of registering to come to the event, or perhaps buying a table, or perhaps previewing the auction items that they're going to be able to bid on. But then once the event is over, they have no need to go to that website again until your next gala. So what we want you to be able to do is have a way to drive your supporters to the website continuously. So they're not just going there for your gala, but they're going there throughout the year, and you're presenting different opportunities to them throughout the year. And that also allows you to have a stronger relationship with your sponsors. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But by having people that support you go to this website on an ongoing basis, they become very comfortable and familiar with that website, and they're used to going there on a very regular basis. And therefore, when you put something new on the website, they'll notice the newness. They'll know the change, and it'll capture their attention, and they'll want to dig deeper into it. It also allows you to take some of the subgroups in your organization and allow them to make revenue throughout the year as well. Perhaps they don't get the full benefit of a gala because they're a subgroup within your school or something like that. But you could use the website to let them raise money between major events.
Yeah.
And
Jay,
they
it's
also,
also
go
a
ahead.
great point to think of too.
Yep.
You know, so many people online shop nowadays. You can really engage supporters all across the country. It does not need to be like if you were hosting a live gala or event, just supporters in your area. You can push this out nationwide, essentially.
A wonderful point, and especially for schools that have an alumni network. If you have strong alumni and they've been dispersed all around the world, there's no reason why those alumni can't continue to support the school by shopping on your shopping mall throughout the year. Great point, Gabby. Thank you. So this is kind of what we're talking about. Yes, you all know about auctions, and you could do an online auction with this website if you wanted to, but they don't have to be items that get bid on. You could certainly have a few of the items up for bid to kind of keep it interesting, to keep some competition going, to make it fun for people to do that. But you also can sell items at a fixed price. There's no reason why you necessarily have to have people compete. Just offer the item to them at a good price. And if they can buy the item through your shopping mall at a discount, all the better. And we'll show you some ways to do that. So now you are providing a benefit to your supporters by letting them buy things they would probably buy anyway, but let them buy them through your website. They get maybe a little bit of a break on the price, and you make money every time they place an order through your website. So again, it's up to you what you want to put up for purchase. But what's really nice is that you can control that, and you can control the inventory. You can have as many or as few items as you'd like. You can also provide an outlet if you after your gala. You may have some things after your gala that didn't sell. Every auction I've been involved in, there's always items after the silent auction that just didn't get any love. They didn't get bought. So this is a way to provide an outlet for those items that didn't sell at the gala. You can put them up on your shopping mall. Or you might have things that have expiration dates coming up. You know, your gala might be in November and there may be an item you got that has an expiration date of April. Well, you can't save it until the following gala the following year. So what are you going to do with that item that has to be sold in the next 2 or 3 months? Otherwise, it just expires and it's of no value. You can go ahead and put it up on your shopping mall. You can discount it if you'd like. And those people that can take advantage of that, even with the short expiration date, will go ahead and jump on that. You can also hyperlink to local businesses, and this allows you to create relationships in your community from local supporters, local businesses that would like to get visibility with you and associate with your organization throughout the year, as opposed to once a year during the gala. They get some visibility, of course, during your gala, but once the gala is over, they get no visibility anymore. So why not tell them, if you'll be a sponsor, we'll not only promote you at our gala, but we're going to put you on our shopping mall. And as people come to our shopping mall and make purchases throughout the year, they'll be seeing your logo and your message, and we'll even put a hyperlink to your business for you if you'd like. So this allows you to create much stronger relationships with those sponsors that you already have, and perhaps even find new sponsors that you would otherwise not be able to get. So it doesn't have to be just for year end. I kind of mentioned that before. You certainly can make it a year end. You can also make it a spring shopping mall. You can make it a summer shopping mall. So for example, think about this. What do people shop for in December, January, and February? Well, they start thinking about what are they going to do on vacation in the summer? You know, are they going to go for a golf outing somewhere? Are they going to try and take a cruise? Are they going to try and go tour Europe? Or they want to go to Hawaii? Maybe they want to go to the Orient. So those are things they start thinking about in December, January, and February, especially in the northern states when it's very, very snowy and cold and so forth. They start thinking about those Caribbean getaways, right? And they want to take that Caribbean getaway maybe in June. So that's a perfect opportunity for you to put those getaways on your website. And we'll show you how, in just a little bit, we'll show you how to get those getaways. But then you put those getaways so that people can come to your website and you can promote that. Hey, if you're thinking it's snowy outside, it's cold outside, but if you're thinking about where you might want to spend your summer vacation, where you want to take your family for a getaway this summer, please come to our website. We have lots of opportunities for you. So that's a great thing to do during the winter. Now, maybe around June, July, August, you have on your shopping mall, you have ski vacations. You might have people that want to say, well, I wonder if I could go to Whistler. I wonder if I go to Snow Valley, whatever it might be, for a ski vacation. You can put those down in the summer. So again, you're not locked in to a particular time of year to do this. You can launch your shopping mall during your fundraising downtimes, but you can also promote the shopping mall during your gala. There's no reason why you have everybody there getting excited about your gala. Let them know, by the way, when the gala's over, you can go to our shopping mall and continue to support us as you'd like. And so the thing that makes this work is having a website that's easy to be repurposed. You need to have you don't want to have to go hire a web designer to do this. You want something that's self-directed, self-monitored. If you can type in a word processor, trust us, we can show you how to produce this website. It's very easy to do. Everything is point and click, and selected by pull down menus and that sort of thing. And the messaging is all dropped, drag and drop into a word processor. You can add pictures, you can add videos, you can do all kinds of great things with a website. It's very easy to do, and it can be repurposed in literally a couple of days. I mean, you can literally 3 days after your gala or 4 days after your gala, if you wanted to, you could have your shopping mall up and running. Very easy to do. Okay. So this is what we were talking about before, about trying to build a relationship with your sponsors. You've got these sponsors, they want to support you, but the height of the visibility they get with you is once a year during your gala. Well, if you want, let them know that one of the benefits of being a sponsor is that you're going to give them visibility throughout the year. You can change those, you can have them rotate, you can have them turn on or off depending on what sponsorship level. You might have like gold level sponsors, silver level sponsors, bronze level sponsors. Maybe the gold level sponsors are always on the website. Maybe the silver level sponsors are rotated every other week. Maybe the bronze level sponsors are there for just a few days a month. But that's up to you. You can use your own creativity to do that. You can also work with local businesses to provide some sort of promotional codes. You can put those on the website. You can say, look, we have a lot of supporters for our school, or a lot of supporters for our nonprofit, and those sponsors, I'm sorry, those supporters of our nonprofit are your customers. And if you'd like to tap into our customers that support, I should say, tap into our supporters and make them your customers, you could do that through our website. So that again is just one more way of strengthening that relationship with the local community, with your business community, with your sponsors, and that sort of thing. And it's very easy to do hyperlinks. It's very easy to provide coupons, things like that, to help promote those local businesses. And in return, they become people that might donate auction items for you or purchase items for you that can be put onto the website. Okay. So the traditional procurement channels are certainly going to be used to get items, and we have a whole webinar that we have done recently on how to get items without cold calling, and it's not that difficult to get items. You don't have to talk to strangers. Basically, you can network within the people that are already your support network and get great auction items. So all your traditional ways that you get auction items for your gala would still be used to get items for the website, but that doesn't have to be your only way. We're going to show you some consignment items here shortly that you can use to add to your website. And the consignment items, the advantage of those is that there's an unlimited supply of those. Right? And then local stores and services can become your partners, as we mentioned. And then items remaining from your prior event, we talked about that as well. So what are some of the things you could probably get an unlimited supply of locally? If you're a school, maybe it's a parking space in front of the school. Maybe it's a chance for your child to be principal for a day. Well, you sell that at the gala once a year. Why not sell that quarterly on your shopping mall? You can call the first play of a football game. That might be something that you could put on your shopping mall. Maybe it's, be an honorary bat boy or bat girl for your baseball team during baseball season, something along those lines. Be a coach for a day. Your golf is always a great item. Maybe it's play some golf with a local celebrity, or maybe a celebrity alumni of the school. These are all things that are pretty easy to get. The consignment are really easy to get. But these examples I have down here at the bottom, these are things that if you're a school, you should be thinking about. If you're not a school, you have similar opportunities. However, you probably have, if you're not a school, but a different kind of nonprofit, you probably have relationships with celebrities, maybe a baseball player, a football player, basketball player, something like that, that might be an alumnus of your organization or support of your organization. They certainly can be tapped into to provide either go play golf with them, or maybe go have coffee with a local celebrity, maybe have lunch or something like that. We call it a meet and greet or a grip and grin session with them, those sorts of things. Any kind of special outing like that with people that are connected to the community or well known by your community would be good auction items. And those they can be bid on as an auction item if you want to make it an auction. They can also be just put on there to purchase outright at a preset price. Okay, So that's how to get items, and we'd be happy to work with you on how to get those items. So let's talk a little bit about consignment. The beauty of consignment is that uh, there's an unlimited supply of these. I mean, we, as our company, we have relationships with quite a few suppliers of consignment items. And traditionally, in a gala, you limit the number of consignment items that you sell at your gala because you have a finite period of time to sell it and a finite number of people to buy it. In other words, if you've got 300 or 400 people at your gala and your live auction has 10 or 12 items, you wouldn't want to put 3 or 4 or 5 of those items in your live auction to be consignment items because you do have to pay for them. And you wouldn't want to send that much money away to a third party. You'd like to keep as much money as you can in-house, so to speak, from your gala. But when you're dealing with online, you no longer have a finite time. Your time is not a 3 hour gala, 4 hour gala, and a 1 hour live auction anymore. You're now dealing with days or weeks or even months because you're dealing with a storefront, if you will. So you're no longer limited by time, and you're not limited by the number of potential buyers either, because you're no longer dealing with the 300 people at your gala. You're dealing with all the people that are out there that you can reach out to by email, or that you might be able to find through your social media network. So that means that consignment is no longer a limiter for you. Consignment now can be a good major portion of your revenue by putting these items in. So what kind of items could you put in? Well, these are just examples. I just grabbed these off the top of my head a couple days ago. These are all things we can help you get. Every one of these are things that are available through us, as well as literally hundreds of other items. I did not put any sports memorabilia on this list, but lots of sports memorabilia. So depending on where you are geographically, if you're in Buffalo, you might want a Josh Allen, autographed jersey. And if you're somewhere in Dallas, you might want something with the Dallas Cowboys or whatever. And in LA, you might want something with the Rams or the Dodgers. But sports memorabilia is available wherever you happen to be, and it can be localized to the sports memorabilia that your people in your general area geographically might have interest in. So I did not put that on this list, but that's certainly available. But the things that are generally available that people nationwide might be interested in bidding on would be golf, golf at any Marriott resort, or maybe sporting events, maybe getting tickets to the Masters. How about a getaway to an Italian villa or in Tuscany, take a ride in an aerobatic airplane, maybe stay in a luxurious villa in Bali, attend a NASCAR race, play golf at St. Andrews. These are all unique experiences that your supporters would love to have a chance to buy. And I didn't say bid on. They could certainly bid on them if you want to make it an auction, but they don't have to bid on them. They can just be a purchase, an outright purchase. And because you can get multiples of them, you're not limited to one only, which is also nice. So you could put these up for purchase. If somebody bought the wine country tour in Sonoma, well, as soon as that item is bought, you just go ahead and launch a second one. If somebody buys a Kentucky Bourbon Trail tour off your website, you just go ahead and launch a second one. It's that easy. And so you literally have a continuous and endless supply of items to put on your shopping mall. Okay. So how much money can you make from this? Let's talk about that. So let's take that Kentucky Bourbon Trail as an example. It has a value of about $3,500. These are just examples, but it has a value of $3,500, and the consigned cost is $1,950. So what you could do is you could list it for sale at, say, $2,750 or $3,000. And as an outright purchase, no one has to bid on it. They don't have to go back and recheck their bid and, go, over a course of a week or 2 or 3 weeks, worry about, am I getting outbid or not? I mean, if you wanted to do that, you certainly could. There's nothing preventing you from doing that, and the website will certainly accommodate that. But you can also just do it as a straight purchase, just like going to a shopping mall. You don't have to bid against people when you go to the local shopping mall, right? You just look at it and you say, hey, I want to buy it. So this would be the same situation. You like it, you buy it. So you put the Kentucky Bourbon Trail item in your shopping mall. It has a cost of $1,950, so you sell it outright for $3,000. And if somebody buys it, you made $1,000. The Caribbean all-inclusive, that's a 5-star resort, 5-day all-inclusive including alcohol, by the way, which is, if that's important. But anyway, the Caribbean all-inclusive trip. You pick your location. There's like 5 or 6 different five-star resorts you can choose from. It has a value of $2,500 for the 5 days, and it has a cost of $700. That's it. And so you could say, well, you know what? We'll sell that for $1,700 on our shopping mall. So whoever buys that from your list of supporters, they get a good deal. They're getting it, they're going to get it for what is that, $800 less than the outright cost of 2,500. So they get a good deal. And when they buy it, you made $1,000. You could sell 2, 3, or 4 of those. You sell 5 of those, you made $5,000. So that's an easy thing to get and to do. The Best of Broadway trip. This is a trip to New York, including tickets to a Broadway play and hotel stay and all those other sorts of things. And so that has a cost of $2,750, and you can sell that easily for $4,000 on your mall and make $1,250. The Bali Villa for 8, that's a 7,000 square foot private villa in Bali. It's a week, it's a Sunday to Sunday stay. It has a cost of $4,400. It typically in an auction sells for $7,000 to $8,000, sometimes more than $8,000. So you could just sell it outright for $7,000. And if it sells, you made $2,600. So you get the idea. These are just examples, but you have no limit to the number of items. If you want 10 items, that's great. If you want to put 50 items, that's fine. But again, it's all about driving people to your website to make these purchases. And if your supporters know that they can go get these vacations at a discount, they will at least go check them out. Okay, so remember, there's no risk on any of these. There's no upfront cost. You never have to pay for them in advance. You only pay after they sell. So it's zero risk, and you can sell as many as you want, which is terrific. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. So I'm going to show you an example of the website. I just grabbed my example here. Let me go ahead and share my screen here, and I'll show you what that looks like. There we go. So hopefully you'll be able to see this. And Gabby, I assume you're able to see that on your side?
Yeah, we can see it, Jay.
Okay, great. So this is an example of the shopping mall. The area in the middle here is created literally with a word processor. I'll show you that in just a minute. But if you can type in a word processor, if you can copy and paste pictures into a word processor, you can create this. Okay. Over here, you can show your sponsors. You can put them on the left side if you'd rather, put them on the right side if you want. Obviously, you can share this in your social media to drive people to it. You can, if you want, you can stick a thermometer in there to let everybody know how the campaign is going so far. You can let people make a straight cash contribution if they want. They can click here, maybe they don't find anything they want to buy, but they just like to give you $100 or give you $1,000. They can click here and do that. Maybe you do have a gala coming up, but you want to be able to use the shopping mall to promote your gala ahead of time. Well, they can go ahead and RSVP for the gala here if they want. Or they can register to buy and bid. They click here and create an account, and that allows them to go in there and start placing orders. Buy now opportunities. These are things that you can just buy outright. I've been talking about some of that. And by the way, you can also promote your off-season golf tournament here if you want as well. These are just examples. So if I come down here and click on exclusive buy now, you'll see that we just have these items in here. They can scroll through, and if something strikes their fancy, they can click on it and say, oh, let's see, what do I got here? Oh, let's take a look at this Coronado, California vacation house. So we click on that, and they can look at the details of the house. And this is on consignment. And of course, you can see that you can put multiple pictures up there, and you'll get a slideshow if you'd like. We also, if you want, you can stick a video down here. So if there's a video associated with the item, they can see the video. Notice it says only 3 left. It's because we offered 4 of them. 1 has already been purchased, but if they want to buy it, they just click purchase now, and they can go ahead and they can buy it. And once they buy it, it'll say 2 left and then 1 left. So it will decrement. Just like a store, you know how many items are on the shelf. This works exactly the same way. They can go check out the newest arrivals. Here are the newest arrivals. Let's grab one over, as an example here. Let's take a look at this one, La Paloma Lifetime Membership. And there you go. And so there it is. And they can add that to their wish list. They can email it to a friend. Those are all included as well. So let me go in and show you how easy it is to modify this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I just want you to kind of get a sense for how easy it is to do this. So this is the back end. This is what you as an administrator see. The public will never see this. The public sees this view. And then as an administrator, you see this view in here, okay? And in this view, if I go list my items here, I can view my items. And there are all the items, and I can sort them by the ID, and the BNs are buy now. And you can have different letter categories. Buy now might be obviously buy now opportunities, right? But you can also have a letter indicating inventory, IN. And those would be things that are not available to the public yet, but you're planning on launching perhaps on a later date. So you can accumulate them and assign them to a letter category IN as in inventory. And then when you're ready to launch it, you can go ahead and launch it. All right, so that's, and if you want to add an item, we can add an item up here. We'll just click on a details here. And if you want to modify it, you go in and you can modify it. It's real simple database to use. Let's talk about how do you adjust your website. So that's done in here. Everything on the right-hand side is a look and feel of the website. And so this is colors in here, your color scheme in here, and your catalog space, which you want to show in the catalog space. But down in here, this is what the website looks like. Homepage left is here. And as you can see, it's just a word processor. And so if I want to change anything in the word processor here, I could just go ahead and change it. Maybe I just want to highlight that for some reason. I can do that. I can update it. And then when I go back out to the home screen, you'll notice that I back out to home. You'll notice that highlight is shown up. So it's that easy. If you can type in a word processor, you can literally launch this website. It's very, very simple. If you'd like to look at a deeper dive of this and have me walk you through some other nuances of it, by all means, I'm happy to do that. You can promote your sponsors over here if you like. But I just wanted you to at least get a sense of the simplicity of it. We could literally have you up and running in about 3 days. So that was the live example. And because we just showed you the live example, we'd like to make you an offer. Hopefully it's an offer that you can't refuse. And that is that if you like the idea of the shopping mall, we'd be more than happy to work with you to create yours. We'll get you training, get you up and running very quickly. We'll give you a couple of hours of hands-on coaching and assistance. And we'll absolutely guarantee you we get your shopping mall up and running in just a couple of days, as little as 3 days. It's a very simple system to use. And what's really nice is that once you learn how to use it, that when you want to change it to a different look and feel for the next season, or you want to run, maybe even you want to change it monthly, that's okay too. You want to change it seasonally, that's okay. But whatever you want to change it, you'll be trained on how to do it. You don't have to go hire a web designer. Literally, if you can use a word processor, you can run this tool. It's very simple to use. So we're going to ask you, would you like to learn more about this? If so, go ahead and click the yes on your survey.
And Jay, there was a question that came in. Do I need to be an Ariva client to have the shopping mall option?
So what is the question again? Say it again.
Do I need to be an Ariva client to have the shopping mall option?
No. You need to have this tool, obviously, but you don't have to be you will have to have a website. If you want to do it with your own website, if you have a website and you want to go to your own website, go for it. Have fun. We're trying to make it easy for you with our Maestro Auction Online website because it is so simple to use. So that would, I guess, make you an Ariva client at that point. If you're not currently an Ariva client, you would be once you let us activate this tool for you. But if you can figure out how to do it with your own website, by all means, go for it. We're sharing an idea with you. If you want to try and go do it on your own, I certainly would encourage you to at least think about doing that. Because we'd like to see you make more money. We want you to think outside the box. Don't think just in terms of 1 or 2 events a year. Think about what you could do throughout the year with the support of your constituents. And again, if you have the technology already on board to do it without us, that's fine. If you don't, we'd love to talk to you about helping you with our technology. Okay.
Definitely. Thanks, Jay.
Yep.
Yeah, so that is our Maestro Auction Online software. And if you did want to learn more, we are running a special promotion now, right up until December 5th. So make sure you go ahead and hit yes on that demo so we can get in touch with you, learn more about it, and see if it's the right fit for your organization. I'll leave that poll up, but just for those of you who aren't familiar with Ariva or who've maybe never heard of us before, we're going to get to questions in a second, but just to give you a quick overview, we've been in the nonprofit industry for over 3 decades. You know, the challenges that we saw nonprofits facing were different point solutions that didn't speak to each other and didn't communicate, which ultimately led to an inconsistent donor engagement and giving experience. And our solution for that was Exceed Further. In Exceed Further, all these applications you see around the cloud are completely integrated and fully automated, meaning that you do not have to move data from different systems into one database. Everything comes together in one place. We have over 6,000 clients. Like I mentioned, we've been around for 30 years. We've done over 30,000 live virtual hybrid galas and events and fundraisers. And our software was built exclusively for the nonprofit industry. We're vetted and approved by Ronald McDonald House Charities. We actually, I believe, have 75% of Ronald McDonald House Charities in the world using our software in some capacity. Boys and Girls Clubs are vetted and approved by us, Jewish federations, Catholic dioceses, Rotary clubs, HHN, Meals on Wheels, Variety, the Tides Foundation, all across the board. And then this is just a breakout of all those individual modules that all come together in the Exceed Further platform. And like Jay was mentioning, you can see on the bottom there are our auction software solutions, and we have our Maestrosoft auction online software, which is what the holiday shopping mall is run through. But that does integrate into the donor relationship management database. So once you have those donors donating to your holiday shopping mall, you can get them into your donor management database and then steward them appropriately so you can build deeper donor relationships and retain donors. And then just to go over, these are our entire suite of auction software solutions. So we don't only make the auction websites, we also have software to host silent auctions, live auctions, mobile bidding, mobile donations, virtual and live event managers, auctioneers, auction item donations. You can sell event tickets, attendee management, have your event website, and have that auction item catalog if you are looking to use the software just for your auction. And then professional services, this is really important. The difference between having a professional benefit auctioneer versus a commercial auctioneer at your event can really increase the amount you raise, sometimes upwards of 35%. So we offer professional benefit auctioneers that are trained in our software that can help you with not only raising more, but also that night of event planning. And if any hiccups come up along the way, you want someone there who's trained and has the experience. And that's the confidence that you get with an Ariva auctioneer. And then last slide, all of our auction solutions are mobile responsive as well too. And important to note, we are, I believe, the only solution in the industry for mobile bidding that your guests do not need to be on Wi-Fi to use, and they do not need to download an app, which is really unique, especially if you're in an area where there is no Wi-Fi. All right.
I'm excited to hear some questions.
Yes, here we go, Jay. If I sell a product, how does sales tax work?
Okay, well, that's entirely a local issue, state and local issue. Some states require you to charge sales tax if you are doing more than one fundraiser per year. Other states don't. I'm not a tax person, but I will tell you that we can add sales tax without a problem. If you need to charge sales tax, the system that I was sharing with you, the Holiday Mall software, will easily accommodate sales tax, and it can accommodate it on an item by item basis. So for example, if your local area or your state requires that you charge tax at different rates based on the item that's being sold, each item has the ability to be taxed at a variety of rates, or you can globally charge one sales tax. So it's a great question. Thank you so much for asking that. But yeah, we would not have a problem with tax issues. And also the receipt that we provide shows a breakout of both the purchase price as well as the tax that was assessed.
Jay, are there any fees for selling through this auction platform?
There are. When you sell through this auction platform, we charge a 5% handling fee, if you will, a closeout fee. That's how we make our obviously we have to, stay in business. And we're gonna be operating all of this and supporting it. And so our fee is basically 5% of the profit. Now, it's important to note that if you sell a consigned item, the selling price of that item might be $5,000, but the item might have a $3,000 cost. It would not be appropriate for us to charge $5,000 on the 5,000. We charge the 5% on the 2,000. The 5% is assessed on profit, not assessed on the total selling price.
Thank you, Jay. All right, those were all the questions we had. If you do have any more questions, please utilize the chat box or the Q&A feature so we can get those answered. And if you did want to learn more information, that demo poll is still up. Even if you're just curious about seeing it for yourself, maybe having members of your team see it, go ahead and hit yes so we can get in contact with you. I also have Jay's information up on the screen as well, so you can always reach out directly to him if you would like more information. As I mentioned, you're going to get a recorded copy of the session today, as well as a copy of the PowerPoint presentation if there's anything that you'd like to read a little bit more about or see a second time. Thank you for joining us today on our webinar. Thank you, Jay, for the great information and insight, and we hope to see you on our next Ariva webinar. Make it a great day.
Thank you all for attending. Bye now. All right.